Hey, busy crafters, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. My name is Jessica, and we have an amazing video for you today. That's right, I said it. It's an amazing video. Why? Because we're here. Anyways, so what we're going to do today is we have organizers for your jewelry made out of Dollar Tree stuff. That's right. So here's on to project number one. Now this project 100% came from Dollar Tree. I got that little box thingamajiggity there from Dollar Tree. It's the smallest one. Dollar Tree has 3 different sizes, and so we used the smallest one. That wallpaper also came from Dollar Tree. And the reason why I chose that green one with the white is because my room is forest green. It is a very dark, deep green, and my bedspread actually is the same color as that wallpaper, and at the bottom of my bedspread also has white flowers. So everything is tying in together, and yeah, it's not going to be too shabby. Now this stuff, I am going ahead and using them. Yeah, these are mine. I made them specifically for me and for my room. So I have a lot of costume jewelry, and I like it. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I keep my wedding band and my engagement ring on all the time, and I have my watch on all the time. Those are the only ones that I wear all the time, but I have a lot of different costume jewelry that I wanted to just organize. I didn't want it all sitting crumpled up in a jewelry box like I have. So this is why I'm doing this. So what I did is I just measured out and cut out the wallpaper that I need. You saw how I just put it down and then folded it over, and then now what I'm doing here is I'm just folding the excess, or the extra. We're just going to say extra. I'm folding the extra over and onto the side, because you are going to see a little bit on the inside of this, but not all of it. So of course, everybody knows those pink curlers are also from the Dollar Tree. Now Dollar Tree has multiple different size curlers, and these are the thin ones. I did have a pack of the fatter ones, and I should have used the fatter ones, but it is what it is. So they were going to sit a little bit low, so what I did is I grabbed a bunch of scrap paper, and I'm just measuring it to the box. That's what I'm doing here. And I just start stacking the paper in there, because I wanted it a little bit more elevated, and that's what I'm doing here. This paper is, you're not going to see the paper, but I also covered the paper just so in case you did see it, you wouldn't see like, why is there red and white stripes in there? She weird. I am weird, guys. You have no idea. No idea. Anyways, so here's what I'm doing here. I'm just taking a bunch of papers, and I am going ahead and cutting them out and making it as thick as possible. Now, I'm not using a lot of the same paper because I do cards and everything, and I just like the scrap papers, and I like to have different things for backgrounds. So here I'm happy with the width of it and how it's going to be sitting up. So what I do is I just put a bunch of masking tape around it. That's what I do. And that way, in case you do see it, you're not seeing the sparkly, or you're not seeing the green, you're not seeing any of that. You're just going to be seeing white. Now, the thing is you aren't going to see it really. There is one piece after it's all said and done that you're going to be able to see. So I put it in there. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. So now we're going to take those pink rollers. And if you haven't guessed already, I don't know if I already said this in the video, but in this project, we're making a ring holder. That's right. I do have a couple rings. Like I said, my wedding band and my engagement ring do not ever leave my finger. But I do have other rings that my sisters gave me, that my mom has given me, that I bought. And so, yeah. So then I bought this silky gray material from Joann's years ago. A long time ago, because I was going to make pillows for my bedroom as well, and I only used a little bit of it. I also have a silky green one that I also like, and I was going to make a pillow out of that as well. But we're going to use a little bit of this gray material for these projects, because my room is that dark hunter gray. It's got that minty green that's on the paper right there, that's on the box. And then the accent colors are gray and white. And yeah, so that is what is going on here. That's our room colors. And here I am just trying to cut it out. Now here I am, I'm trying to figure out how do I do this? How do I make it look good? So I'm trying to, what I was going to do is I was just going to glue down the curlers as they are, and then just kind of try to weave it in and out, if that makes sense. But then right here, I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I just go ahead and roll each individual roller? So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, I put the hot glue on the roller. Bad idea. Very bad idea. It melted the roller. And so that's where I learned. I'm like, okay, put it on the fabric first and then put the roller and just roll it like that. So that's what we are doing here. And then we are cutting it as close as possible to the edge. And then there you go. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do all the rollers like that. So now that they're all rolled, we are taking the hot glue and we are putting it along the seam. We are butting them up together, but not tight. We don't want them very tight because they have to hold rings. And yeah, so I'm going ahead and doing that. And I just, go back and forth like that. And then it shows me, okay, I can probably move this one. But everything turned out pretty good. And then there is the ring holder. So now, from Dollar Tree, they had these little wooden apples a few seasons ago. I haven't seen them lately. My Dollar Trees are going through some kind of weird thing. And I just put them on the back so that way the box isn't sitting flat. It's sitting at an elevation on part of it, and it's done. So let me know what you think. The rings are held up. You see there that I was shaking it and everything. The rings are held up, and you figure $1.25 for the curlers, $1.25 for the box, and not even $1.25 for the apples. And you have yourself a nice little ring display that can hold multiple rings, especially if you use the bigger box. That one is the smallest box that they had at Dollar Tree. They have that one, and then a medium one, and then a large one. So let me know what you think about this project in the comments down below. I want to take a moment to thank every single one of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys all from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea how much you mean to me, and thank you for helping this channel be what it is. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so now on to project number 2. We are sticking with the same theme, the same fabric, and the same wallpaper. So now I have that dowel rod that I've had for a while. This time that wood round came from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off, so I only paid like $2.39 for it. And we are going to do the same concept of wrapping it in that paper. So what I'm doing first is I measured it out, and I am getting it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead on the round, on the sides. That's what we're going to do first. Here is where I found out that if you pull that paper way too tight because you think you need to, you don't. You are stronger than the paper. The paper will rip, and you might cry a little bit. You may not cry, or you might cry. I don't know. All I know is the way I have been feeling lately, I was on the verge of tears, and guys, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. So it's like, okay, so that piece did not go all the way around it. And so now what I'm going to do is measure out. I know that I used 4 little bars in, which is not even an inch. Yeah. And I go ahead and cut it around. Now, I didn't cut it to the exact size. I just go ahead and let it have seams. You're not really going to see the seams unless you're really looking for the seams. And then if that's what you want to do, if you want to look for the seams on somebody else's project, that's totally fine. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, and I don't claim to be, and I don't want to be. Yeah, that's how it is. So I decided, because that wood round has a part, so the front of it is got a little rounded part. It's not a hard edge. The back of it right here has a hard edge, and it just wasn't sitting right. So what I'm doing is I'm now going to use the front as the back and the back as the front. So I'm taking this other piece of paper. Now, for this whole project, for all three of these projects, I only used 2 of those wallpapers. I don't know how I did that. It was a miracle by Jesus. Because yeah, I made sure that it was used. So I only used 2 of those wallpapers for all 3 projects. And here I am going ahead and putting it on the top, which is great because it worked out perfect. There was no extras, there was no hangovers, there was no too short on one side. It was perfect. It turned out amazing. So then here I am doing eyeball measurement, eyeball engineering. I don't know. And then I figured out, okay, this is what the middle looks like. And then I take my handy dandy drill gun. And the drill bit that I just took off the gun is the drill bit that I actually did need. So before you go through all these problems, make sure that you have the right drill bit in the gun before you take it off. Because I was like, okay, this is the one I use. I have the same screws that I use over and over and over again, so I don't know why I wasn't thinking. So now I have to put the same drill bit back in. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to drill a little hole on that dowel rod. I believe that dowel rod is 11 inches, 11 or 12 inches long. That's what I'm doing. And then I take my drill gun, no, my screw gun, and I'm just going to screw it in a little bit. Now, I put it in a little tiny bit so that way that the dowel rod has something to hold. And then I just move that screw right in there, and it is perfect. It is great. Well, it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Jesus is the only perfect one. But this came very close to being amazing. Yeah, it came very close to being amazing. It is amazing, but everything on this project was working out just fine. So then I take that pool noodle that I got from the Dollar Tree and I put it on there. And you're like, okay, guys, what are we doing here? So here I go ahead. This is where I learned from the curlers. Do not put it on the foam. It will melt. So I put it on the fabric and then I just go ahead and roll it. Because what we are making here, we are making a watcher bracelet holder, or it can even be a scrunchie holder as well. That's what we are making here. So then I go ahead, trim it off. Now what I should have done is I should have made a better seam in the back. That seam was all jagged, it looked all ugly, it was not good at all, and I was not happy with it. But we will fix it. That's what we're going to do. And so I had to hold it there for a while because the foam and the paper, they just did not want to be friends. Even with the gluing agent, they did not want to be friends. They were not on talking terms. So I had to hold it there for a while. I didn't make you guys watch that because that's kind of boring. So then now I take the other dowel rod and I'm like, okay, this is how long I want it. Now the other dowel rod did not go into the pool noodle on the top. It did not. That was just my measurement. So there I realized I didn't cut that first pool noodle. I didn't cut it straight. But first we're going to take the fabric and we are going to see it's not straight on the fabric down there. It's not straight, and that's okay. You're not going to tell. Right here is where I realized, okay, I need to do something about that. It needs to sit in there a little bit, and so I trim it off just a little bit and make a little groove to where that pool noodle is sitting comfortably in the other pool noodle. And then I was like, okay, that's as good as it's going to get. And then I just put the glue on the fabric, and then I roll it. Now here is where I'm like, I learned my lesson. We need to make sure that it has a pretty good seam. So now I go like that, and then I trim it up, but I don't trim it all the way to the edge. I trim it off just a little bit, probably about an inch. Yeah, probably about an inch, inch and a half maybe. And then that's where I make the seam. And I burned myself, so just be very careful because hot glue is actually hot. You think I would have learned, but I'm a rebel and I'll never ever be any good. Okay, so now it's like, okay, the seam is good. Now I just put another dab of hot, well, not a dab, like a stream of hot glue, and I fold it over. And so now this one is just a little bit better, and we're taking the extra that's on the sides and we're just shoving it into the little hole. And then we are going to use hot glue to hot glue down the extra that's on that one, because it was kind of, when I put the bigger pool noodle on top of it, it looked like it wasn't finished. So that's what we did there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Aleene's tacky glue as well as hot glue. So now I'm using a ton of Aleene's tacky glue just because I don't know how the foam and the fabric are going to be talking to each other. So I used that for immediate hold, and I used the hot glue for immediate hold and the tacky glue for permanent hold. And then I have to sit there for a while. Don't make you watch it. I cut out a lot of it. So there it goes. That is looking all nice. And then it's like, okay, we have to cover up that seam. Even though I'm not selling it, I'm not doing anything to this project, I am keeping it for myself. This was made specifically for my stuff. I decided that I still don't like it feeling unfinished. So now I am going ahead and putting those beads on there that my neighbor Jill gave me a while ago. And they came in handy, and they are absolutely perfect. So, yeah, I put them down. And then I was also thinking that where the two pool noodles meet, there was a little bit of a gap, and I was trying to hide that. So I also used the same beads to go all the way around that as well. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just measuring out. I'm like, okay, let's measure this bad boy out. I need it from there. Okay. And then snip, snip. And then I just go ahead and hot glue it all the way down. And then, yeah, I'm going to make you watch. Sorry, guys. I am sorry. So how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys have a beautiful summer ahead of you and everything is working out for you guys. I really do. I really do. Okay, so now here's the final reveal of the bracelet, watch, scrunchie holder. And let me know what you guys think. These projects were not difficult at all. They were actually very easy. The first one flew right by. By the second one, my hand was killing me. And then by the third one, I had to take a couple days off. Yeah, I took like 3 or 4 days off from finishing the third one. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. So go ahead and follow me on all of my social medias. The links to them will be in the description box below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It's free to you and it helps me out and I would really appreciate it. So please subscribe. Okay, so now on to the last project, project number 3. And then this one was a little bit more complicated and a little bit more pain in the booty, if I must say so myself. So I'm taking that paper, of course, and we're going to do, we have the same concept as the second project. We're covering the sides of it in the, wallpaper. That's what it is. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. We're taking that, and I'm just cutting off the excess there. And we're going to wrap both of those. So both of those also came from Michael's. They were 99 cents each, way cheaper than the Dollar Tree. And they're very thick too. So that was amazing. And then what we do is same concept. We're going to use that long strip to go around it. And we're going to use the top, or that round piece, to go for the top. And we're doing it for the two that match each other. I know that you see 3 wood rounds there, but yeah. So then we're going to take it and fight with it because that wallpaper, it's very hard to get it off the sticker part. And so, yeah. Now I'm going all the way around. This one, for some reason, was acting just a little bit more mean to me. It kept getting bubbles. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. It turned out very nice, and it turned out pretty cute. Not gonna lie. It's gonna go with my in my room for my decor. So yeah. So we have there's a little bit extra on there, and I'm glad that I did it this one because the other one did not turn out as well. So the top piece, some parts of it was just a little tiny bit short. So I'm glad that I'm just doing that. I'm folding it over so that way. Hold on, my son is texting me. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to deal with my son. I tell you, I could sit on the couch and do nothing all day and nobody wants nothing to do with me. But the moment I start filming or the moment I start doing my voiceover, all of a sudden, mom's important. Children, grown children, people, I tell you. Anyways, back to the back to the video. So now what I go ahead and do is I also drill a little bit of the wood round there, as well as the dowel rod there. And then I'm showing here that we have the same size. We're going to do the same thing, and that's what we did. We covered both of them exactly how I did the other one. So now I'm going to take that, and I learned my lesson. I am making a seam right now, and with that dowel rod, I had to cut it down a little bit. That dowel rod is 12 inches because necklaces can get pretty long. I have one that's actually longer than 12 inches. So that necklace, yeah, it won't be going on this. Yes, we are making a necklace holder. And so I am taking that dowel rod and I am just rolling it in there. And so what I'm going to do here is, this is where I'm like, okay, we're going to cut it there. That little pizza rolling looking tool, amazing. Love it to pieces. It is still going strong. I've had it for years and I've cut so much with it and it's still going very strong. So now I'm going ahead and moving it over, making that seam. Now the corner got a little bit messed up, but it's okay. It's going to be in the back, and like I said, not perfect, not wanting to be perfect. I'm okay with it. That's all that matters. And so I roll that up in there, and then put the screw in there just enough. So here it slipped and it went on crooked. And I was like ready to throw the project because at this time I'm in a lot of pain. I am just over it. I'm like, you know what? I don't need a necklace holder. It's fine. It's fine. But no, I'm like, no, you just need to knock it off, breathe, and fix it. And that's what I did here. So I just unscrewed it a little bit and then fixed it. And it wasn't too shabby. And then I felt better. And then I felt like, oh my goodness, dramatic much, Jess? Yes, I am. I can be dramatic. I try not to be as dramatic, but I can be. Like any of us when things are not going our way and we're just slightly inconvenienced. Yeah, it's... The other day I was slightly inconvenienced and I swore the world was ending, or I was going to end it. I'm not quite sure yet. Right there, I just made a dumbbell. No, it's not a dumbbell. It only weighs like 3 ounces. So then that piece of, or that wood round, is actually a piece of a 4 set of coasters. And so I bought a whole other set of coasters because I need to get back into my resin. It's hot outside, so the resin will set a lot easier and a lot faster now. But yeah, it was the perfect size, and I was like, well, now I'm going to have to break up a bunch of coasters for this. And at first I was mad, but then, you know, it is what it is. So I showed that dowel rod, and while my husband knows that my hand is hurting, he's out there cutting the dowel rod, and so I decided to put feet and then screw these hooks on there. Now these hooks are way too big, or they're not the smaller hooks that I was looking for. So then I painted just the sides and that dowel rod with the chalk paint in Waverly chalk paint in Elephant. And then that one was a little bit oversized, so I just trim it up a little bit. And it turned out to be very cute. It wasn't too oversized, but it was enough to annoy me. And yeah. And the reason why we're using that piece is because I wanted to give it a little bit more dimension. And I also wanted to hide that screw. Yes, I know. I could have just hid the screw with the finial. That's what it is. The finial. And I didn't want to do that. I was like, no, I want to give it a little bit more oof, a little bit more pizzazz. Because after all, it is a decoration that's going to go in my house. And that is how I decided to hide the screw on the top. And it turned out very cute. And it gives it a little bit more dimension. And then I just used hot glue for the finial. And then there it is. What do you guys think about that one? I think it turned out very, very cute. I might go back later on and either add more hooks to it, or I might replace them with the smaller hooks so that way I can add more hooks to it. I'm not sure. I just didn't really feel like driving down the mountain just for one pack of hooks. So I used what I had. So let me know what you guys think of this project. I am very happy with everything that turned out, but I'd like to hear about what you guys think. So here's the final review of everything together. I can't wait to put it into my room. It's been a hot minute since I've done this video. I finished it Monday, which was yesterday. So yeah. And I started it last week. But yeah, let me know what you think. I like that paper. Now the other paper that I have with the butterflies on it would also look extremely gorgeous with that fabric, but this matched my room a little bit more, and so that's why I went with this paper than the butterfly paper. But yeah, so there's everything together. I like the way it looks. Now I have to clear off a place on my dresser for all of it, and I have a ton of scrunchies too, so some scrunchies might go on there as well. Who knows? Who knows? And yeah. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and like this video, share this video with your friends, and get it out there for me. Also, comment on this video, and I will get back to you. I love hearing your guys' comments and what you would do differently. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and it's free to you guys, and it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't. Just hit that that subscribe clicky button. And again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. And until I see you on the next one, may God bless every one of you. Bye.